Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and this time I'll be playing Call of Cthulhu, Prisoner of Ice, Blind. Now, before I elaborate a little bit on my familiarity with Lovecraft's mythos, and on my familiarity, or rather my unfamiliarity with the adventure game genre, it would be probably prudent to tell you that I received this game as a gift by my best friend and actually my first subscriber ever on YouTube, qylees. So thank you very much, my liege, and if you're watching, I hope you'll have fun, watching me discover this game. So yeah, now about my experiences with Lovecraft, I wouldn't say I'm the most knowledgeable person on Lovecraft's stories and the overall details of. Oh crap! It seems it's if I'm not doing anything for a longer time, it seems that it replays the intro, which is a little bit annoying. So I guess I'll have to keep doing that. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the most knowledgeable on the details of the Cthulhu mythos, but. I read the most famous short stories by Lovecraft: Call of Cthulhu, Shadow over Innsmouth, In the Mountains of Madness, what was it? Terror at Dunwich? Something with Dunwich. I think it was Terror at Dunwich. The most famous ones, I read them and I enjoyed them thoroughly. My favorite Lovecraft stories are probably The Case of Charles Dexter Ward, which is a longer one, almost like a novella length story, and I really liked the twisting narrative there and the plot twists. And also Shadow over Innsmouth is pretty great and atmospheric. But I wouldn't say I am like a hardcore Lovecraft fan, so there probably are going to be a lot of references and details that I probably won't get, or won't understand the full context of them. But I'm not a total newcomer to the stories about Cthulhu and the Great Old Ones either. Now, I actually played another game based in in H.P. Lovecraft's based on his works, which was Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth, which I pretty much kind of enjoyed, although it was very frustrating on the mechanics and the gameplay standpoint. But I found it pretty atmospheric, and overall it had some good moments that I remember fondly. Now, before I start about my experience with adventure games. Now, I'm pretty much a total noob in the genre. Like, I literally only played 2 point-and-click adventure games in my life. The first one, and even that was only, in the span of last 2 years. So this is literally the 3rd point-and-click adventure game I've played ever. So, what's the word? I foresee a lot of difficulty ahead of me. I'm probably going to get stuck a lot at points, and I'll either speed it up significantly or even cut it out if it gets really bad. But after I played Sanitarium, which was the first point-and-click adventure game I've experienced, I felt like there's a lot of untapped potential as far as stories and atmosphere goes in those games. So it was at this moment that I sort of vowed to try and get more into them, to find something more, some cool stories and narratives that I might have overlooked because I didn't pay attention to the genre at all. And after I received this game as a gift from my best friend, it pretty much left me no choice but to play it. It's not that I don't want to. As I said, I would count myself as a fan of H.P. Lovecraft works. I'm just not, super familiar with them. Yeah, so let's give it a try. Now, before I go into the new game, I would like to say maybe just a couple of words on the intro. It was pretty mysterious in a way, because it didn't really tell me that much, but still there were a couple of interesting things one might note there. First of all, obviously there was this crate with the words streng geheim, which unfortunately I have no idea what that means. I just know it's German, and I suppose that if I knew what it means, it might have, given me a broader context about it. But it wasn't really that subtle, because in the intro there was a battle. The ship in the battle was actually fully encased, like in ice, stranded in ice, which seems to point at the battle taking place somewhere in the subpolar circle, which immediately actually brings my mind to the short story In the Mountains of Madness. But that's besides the point. Now, the crate with the words streng geheim on it, it seemed to contain, some kind of a supernatural creature, tentacled creature, that killed the soldier that happened upon it. So, as I said, that isn't too mysterious there, because obviously it immediately brings your mind to the deep ones, and more specifically Cthulhu himself is usually depicted as a tentacled beast, and so is his spawn. And coupled with the very name of this game, The Prisoner of Ice, it seems to be telling a story about those supernatural creatures, those Lovecraftian abominations trapped underneath the ice and then uncovered. Now, the fact that this is written in German makes me think of the Third Reich's obsession with occult, because especially in fiction, but even it has some basis in history. There were branches in the Third Reich military and like science divisions that were kind of exploring the fringes of science and went more into like mysticism and stuff. And especially in fiction it's very emphasized. Like, for example, the whole Hellboy series is pretty much based around this concept. So I wonder if the literal actual Nazis will play a part in this game. I couldn't judging from the equipment they used in the intro, the battleship itself and the the uniforms, it seemed vaguely World War II era-ish, but I'm not that familiar with the specifics of it to be able to exactly pinpoint it. But I guess that's enough of an intro. Now I'll try to put timestamps in the description so that if you feel like I'm stuck in one place for a little bit too long, you can just skip it. But for now, without further ado, I guess let's finally start a new game.
January 1937, off the South Pole. The submarine HMS Victoria has picked up 2 mysterious crates, as well as a young Norwegian explorer, Bjorn Hamsun. Unfortunately, the commando unit carrying out the Polaris operation was unable to save Bjorn's father, Peter. He would always remain a prisoner of an ultra-secret base.
Operation Polaris completed. 2 crates on board. Bjorn Hamsun recovered. Mental state critical. Lieutenant O'Leary reported missing. Returning to base.
Are the 2 crates still covered with ice?
Affirmative.
Do not expose them to heat under any circumstances. Keep an eye on Hamsun. He knows more. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Out. Lieutenant Ryan, given Lieutenant O'Leary's demise, you are now second in command aboard the Victoria.
Okay, so I guess that's how the game starts, and it already kind of confirmed a couple of my assumptions. It seems it's not yet World War II, it's 1937 at this time, but I guess Nazi occult, research might still already be going on, prior to the war, and indeed, we are in the Arctic, or near it, and I seem like, don't quote me on that, but I kind of vaguely remember that Polaris is actually a title of another Lovecraft short story, and also the fact that they picked up a Norwegian explorer. I think the characters in the short story In the Mountains of Madness actually either were Norwegian themselves or were like investigating the fate of a Norwegian research expedition. So I guess it kind of maybe ties in somewhere over there. And also they picked up 2 crates covered with ice, which again brings back the crate from the intro, with the words "streng geheim" on it and the tentacled creature inside. So until proven otherwise, I will assume that they house similar Lovecraftian abominations inside, and that's why the characters are so adamant about not unfreezing them. Before I explore the ship, I just wanted to say that also, it was confirmed that we're, like the protagonist and this whole ship, we're in fact British, so I guess there is that. I must say that I find the voice of the protagonist a little bit annoying. He seems like really, what's the word? Maybe immature is a little bit of a strong word, but he doesn't sound like a proper adult to me, if that makes any sense. So I wonder if I'll warm up to him eventually. But enough standing in one place. Let's explore this part of the ship. So there is the periscope. Can I maybe look? That's this scrolls field of action. Can I maybe look through it? Okay. I guess I'm not authorized. I'm not the pilot, so I guess this is the guy that's supposed to be doing it. Pointless leads to the bridge, yeah, because we're currently still underwater, so obviously, it's stupid. The hatchway is locked. Yeah, figures. Okay, can I inspect myself? That would be kind of funny. Well, I guess not. Anything else here? Flooding chamber, electrical box. I guess let's talk to the other crew members again. Maybe that'll betray some new information. This is Victoria's captain under his orders, yeah, because the other lieutenant has died, so that leaves the protagonist, the second in command. So let's talk to him again. I guess we can ask about the Norwegian.
Do you think Hampson will pull through?
We shall do our utmost to ensure that the scientific community does not lose its most brilliant anthropologist.
Yeah, I'm more and more convinced that this Hampson character ties either directly or indirectly into the short story In the Mountains of Madness, because even though I don't remember the specifics of it, I'm pretty sure, the whole research expedition there had something to do with anthropology, because they discovered like the ruins of a city that seemed inhuman, and they were sort of puzzled by who could have built it, because it didn't look like anything that could have come out of human civilization. I guess let's ask about the... I'm going to exhaust all of the dialogue options usually, I guess, unless any of them seem particularly controversial, but none of those do, so let's just ask him everything I can.
Are the 2 crates safe, Captain?
Your Secret Service superiors in Washington will be pleased to know that they are now in the hands of the Royal Navy, Lieutenant Ryan.
Wait. Let's...
Are the 2 crates safe, Captain?
Your Secret Service superiors in Washington will be pleased to know that they are now in the hands of the Royal Navy, Lieutenant Ryan.
Wait, how does that work? Like, if I'm an agent of the Secret Service based in Washington, then how am I second in command on a British ship? Like, I don't quite get it. It seems to be an obvious jurisdiction problem here, but maybe I'm just dumb, or maybe it'll get elaborated upon further down the line. Let's ask about the special operation.
That Hampson's got nerve. I wonder how on earth he managed to send us an SOS while in the hands of the Nazis.
Without that chap, Operation Polaris would never have got off the ground.
Okay, so again, I don't quite get it, because it's 1937 at this point, so why was a Norwegian researcher captured by the Nazis at this point? Like, it's not even like, the Second World War hasn't erupted yet, so any kind of research or plans, secret plans that the Nazis are cooking would be pretty clandestine, I think. So why would they straight up kidnap someone who's based from what the other NPCs have said so far, pretty well known? Like, I think they named him a renowned anthropologist. So how would that even fly? Like, that doesn't... I don't quite understand it, unless this whole game is based in like a alternate history version of the world, and for example, the Second World War has started before 1939. So I guess more remains to be seen as I explore the game. Oops, I didn't want to click that. There's someone incoming.
Vessel on the surface, Captain!
Yeah.
7-degree tilt, climb to within 20 feet. They've tracked us. Dive!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Declare state of red alert. Damage report, Driscoll.
They've hit our stern, Captain.
To the hole, Lieutenant. Follow me.
Damn it.
Jones!
The crates. Something inside them. Something.
He's dead, Captain.
The flames are going to melt the ice covering the crates.
Well, there goes one of those. There's an extinguisher on the wall, so presumably I can... How do I... How do I... Do I have like an inventory or something? It doesn't seem like it. Has nothing on him. I would like to use the freaking fire... Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Well, I guess I'm... Well, that didn't, last long before I died for the first time. Now, I'm unsure on how was I supposed to use the fire extinguisher, because there wasn't any kind of obvious inventory in the UI, and there aren't even any control bindings options, so it's not like I can check it. So I was pretty confused at that. I'm going to, damn it, I think I'll have to start from the beginning, actually, which might be beneficial in a way, because I didn't save, but I wanted to explore the main chamber of the submarine before leaving, but I accidentally clicked on the radar, and then it all progressed automatically. So I guess if I retry from the beginning, I might be able to explore a little bit more, talk to the guy operating the periscope, for example. Now I must say again, I'm kind of confused, because why, who was even shooting at us, and why? Like, it's not yet World War II, so if someone at this point shot at a British vessel, that in itself would be an act of war without even declaring it. So obviously I think it's a war crime, actually, to attack somebody without declaring war first, which incidentally is actually what happened with the Nazi Germany and Poland, but that's besides the point. I'm confused here. Maybe I have misunderstood something in the intro. Maybe the 1937 wasn't the date that the game takes place, but only the date where the original expedition by the Norwegians took place, and then they recovered him sometime earlier, and sometime further later, and it's already past 1939. But I guess I'll have to restart the game anyway, because okay, there is a quick save, which is cool. I appreciate that such a mechanic even exists. It's pretty uncommon in those older games, and it is pretty easy for me to forget to save. So I definitely appreciate that this exists. So I guess let's just reload that. I'm kind of torn between reloading that and starting over to explore the other room, but I guess I'll go with the flow, restart from here. Now, how do I use this? I'm trying various, I button on the keyboard or something, to nothing on him. I can't go back to the bridge. Okay, this is pointless, I'm dead again. Okay, I'm definitely confused here, because it's pretty obvious I have to use the fire extinguisher and then get out through the other hatch before the creature kills me, but I'm not sure how to do that, in gameplay terms. Literally I'm not sure what controls I'm supposed to be using. So, and there aren't any, I can't even check them, because there isn't, like a option menu for those. So I'm pretty confused here. Okay, this just makes photos, which I'm not even sure what's the function of that. It seems pretty pointless. Is it like an archaic in-game mechanic of taking screenshots? Maybe? Or maybe it's actually used for some puzzles later on. That would be kind of cool, if you had to take a photo of something. Or maybe I can take photos of clues and elements of the puzzles and then use them to solve them. That would be kind of cool, but it doesn't help me in the slightest in this exact scenario, in which, by the way, I'm pretty sure, I know what I have to do. I have to extinguish the flames using the fire extinguisher, but I literally don't know how to do it. And it's not a good feeling, you know, if you It's not like I can click. Wait. Okay. Game, just. Okay, I don't know who designed this game, but I would say he was either pretty stupid or he just downright hated other people and liked, you know, having them suffer, because this is literally the stupidest way of utilizing the user interface I have seen in my life, because it doesn't exist until I, you know, leave the actual playable area and go into the black screen here. But you know, it's so insanely idiotic that I can't even properly explain it, because especially nowadays, playing it on a newer computer with a larger resolution, I was entirely, you know, within my right to just assume that the screen is positioned in this black box because you know, the native resolution of the game is so low compared to the resolution of my screen. And instead, this game supposedly now tells me that in order to use the actual items, like the actual inventory in this game is hidden in the black void, you know, away from the main screen of the game, and there is nothing, and even there is nothing that even, you know, suggests that it exists, which kind of infuriates me. Like, it's pretty stupid, really. Like, I'm actually kind of insulted by how stupid that is, but even worse, it seems it only works in like one direction, because if I point out that down here, it does nothing, and I can't even point. I can't even point to the sides because it's blocked out here and out here. So here does nothing. Here I can't even go, and the inventory is like hidden in the black void outside the realms of reality, which, come on, like that's just stupid. But I guess at the very least that's one mystery solved. So let's go with here, take this, and now use this to extinguish the flames. But it seems it's still, you know, it's already out. At least that's what the movement of the door here seems to imply. So probably would be best to leave before it gets out. Yeah, it's already melting.
Driscoll, Lloyd and Jones are dead. There's something alive in the crates. I'm assuming command of the Victoria.
Aye, Admiral. We'll get out of it. What are your orders?
Well,
we've got to tame this beast.
The enemy vessel has disappeared from the radar. That's one less worry anyway. What'll we do about the creature?
well, first I need to re-enable the text, because I accidentally, you know, the subtitles, because I accidentally disabled them while clicking everything I could on my keyboard to find where the freaking inventory is. What about weapons?
Are there any weapons on board the Victoria?
No, Admiral. The Victoria is not equipped for offensive operations.
Okay, that's actually kind of monumentally stupid, but I'll elaborate on it a little bit later, because I think this section might still be time, what's the word? Time dependent.
Where's Hampson? Maybe he knows something.
They've put him in a bunk to sleep, but he's still delirious.
Lloyd knew more than we did. Did he mention the notes on Operation Polaris?
I don't think so.
He got his orders directly by radio from Edwards Base.
Okay, so maybe I can use the radio myself to like ask somebody for information, like my superiors or... Okay, it's not working, so I guess not a model I'm familiar with, so I guess I wouldn't be able to use it even if it was working. Now, flooding chamber. Can I use the periscope? Or still can't, because I'm not authorized to do that. What about this? Okay, it's a ladder. I didn't initially realize that because of the angle. What about the electrical box? Access to the torpedo room. Well, obviously I can't shoot a torpedo inside my own submarine, so I guess that's out of the question. Okay, so I guess I'll first try and see what's here. Bunks, Wayne, Hampson's bunk. Oh, so I guess he's not here. Oh, he is. He's just sleeping. Well, have something to say? Bad enough as it is. Oh, I guess I accidentally also changed the... Why are there no voices in the game? Okay, I guess I can't in a sorry state, but I guess I can't disturb him. What I am kind of confused by is why there were no voiceovers. I might have accidentally disabled them too when I was clicking everything. Do you have anything to say? I guess he's just guarding the Norwegian guy under the bunk. Anything here? Life jacket. I guess I might need that. Mae West. Isn't that an actress? I'm afraid I don't get that. Like, is it an idiom or? And why are there no voices? Like, I think I screwed something up. Let me quickly check the menus again.
My name is Ryan. My name is Ryan.
Okay, everything is on
Ryan.
here. The end of dialogue is... It should be voiced, I'm pretty sure. Save settings. Okay, why is there no voiceover? Okay, so let's take those. Anything else here? St. Christopher's Medal. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, usually in those games every item is used for something, so I'm going to take it just because I have a feeling it might be used later on. Cardboard box of chocolates. Well, probably not, so let's check it. Oh, it's actually empty. So I guess it won't really help me. Oh, there's a hatchet. That might be useful, definitely. Enough to smash any door in 3 blows. Well, I kind of doubt it, looking at the steel doors. Like, you would be hard-pressed to destroy a steel door with a hatchet. Like, if you could, then you would pretty much be superhumanly strong. And in the end, I feel like a hatchet isn't that good of a defense against a Lovecraftian abomination, but then my protagonist might not know that at this point. Belong to a sailor, private lives of her... would better respect the private lives of Her Majesty's Armed Forces, says the guy that just stole somebody's medal. Well, I guess I ordered him to do it, but it's still kind of weird for him to suddenly have objections about it after doing it previously anyway. Let me talk to Driscoll again, just to see if the voiceovers are fixed. Okay, I'll exhaust the other options because it seems it may not be time sensitive after all. You know, quite a lot of time has passed and I'm not dead yet, so...
How does this radio work?
Only the captain knows the transmission code and the frequency. But maybe Stanley knows.
Okay, where is he?
Where can I find Stanley?
Below, in the engine room.
Okay. I think I asked about Lloyd
Lloyd
already.
knew more than we did.
Yeah.
I could come face to face with this creature. How do we maintain contact?
Take this walkie-talkie.
Okay. Anything else here in this room? Drawer. Okay, let's check the drawer. No use, the drawer is locked. Yeah, so presumably won't be able to open it yet. Radio and intercom. Can I speak to it? Connected to all the loudspeakers. No time to be fooling around. Well, I would think that it's actually a pretty good time to issue some kind of a general warning to the crew about the possibility of an enemy aboard the submarine, you know, for them to be prepared and to be on high alert. But I guess the protagonist doesn't really agree with that assessment. Now, anything else here? Can I inspect the items I already picked up? Could make a killing with this. Yeah, I guess I could, but probably not on a Lovecraftian abomination. Useful icy ground. Saint Christopher is the patron saint of travelers. Okay. Driscoll will be able to help me at all times. And still don't get that. Like, I suppose it's some kind of a cultural reference or some kind of an idiom, maybe even, that I'm not familiar with because obviously I'm not a native speaker of English. Now, before I go down here, I would like to check if this leads to the same chamber, because it seems to me probably not. Yeah, so these are the torpedoes. Now, it wouldn't, as I said, it wouldn't really help to, shoot a torpedo, explode a torpedo inside my own submarine. So I'm not sure what kind of a mileage I can get out of those, especially now that the enemy vessel has disappeared. But still, I will, inspect them at the very least, and maybe the protagonist is going to share some wisdom with me. Torpedo launching tubes. Okay, I already knew that. Have to find an empty one. But why would he even shoot a torpedo? I don't... Distress flare. Okay, that might be useful. Could be useful to me given our situation. Although, it's kind of weird because we've just been assaulted by the enemy. So it seems we're not exactly on friendly waters here. So it probably wouldn't be wise to, give up our location by using a flare. But then again, I don't know that much about military tactics and the right sort of etiquette in such a situation, so maybe I'm just straight up wrong on this assumption. Now, torpedo launcher tube. Sounds hollow, so it's probably empty, I understand by that. This tube is empty. No need for this. Okay, so I guess I can't... Torpedo launching tube. So this one is empty over here. This one here, I guess. But it seems I can't really do anything with it at the moment. So presumably... Oh, there's a hole. Place for an axis. Almost got my finger stuck, so I guess he literally tried to plug it into the hole. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this at the moment, so maybe I'll have to return later after I find this Stanley guy that Driscoll has been talking about. So I guess down to the engine room I go. Okay, there's some kind of a switch here. You know, better not pull it before I know what it does. I hope it doesn't operate anything dangerous. How can you not know? Like, it's pretty ridiculous. If you serve on board of a submarine for what I assume must have been, you know, more than few days, how could you not know what a switch in an engine room does, especially one that is so in the open? Like, you'd think they would teach that to people exactly for the reason of avoiding them messing anything dangerous up. So that's kind of ridiculous, really, especially given this guy's high rank, because apparently he's the second in command on this vessel. So, because if he were just a lowly grunt, you could excuse him for not knowing how it works, but he's literally the second in command, and actually at this point in time he's actually the main commander. Like, he's the what's the word, he's the, what was he titled, acting admiral or whatever of this vessel. So it's pretty ridiculous that he doesn't know what it does. Okay, I guess I'll explore the room. There's a winch, electric winch. I'm not going to use any of those yet, specifically because I don't know what they do. And I guess this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save here. And talk with Stanley in the next one. So if you're watching, my liege, I hope you had fun seeing me trying to figure out how the freaking inventory works in this game, and I have a slight feeling you might have chosen it exactly for the reason of it being, you know, pretty janky, and watching me fail at it. So I get, you know, I hope you get your money's worth out of it. But besides it, that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!